exactly, we're not. And someone commented on my YouTube version of this video, and since you can't reply with videos, I'm using your lovely message to explain. Someone said we can't worry, that worry leads to stroke and all this kind of stuff. And I never said we need to sit around and worry ourselves into a hole and, experience health problems. I'm talking about we need to know that this is a direct assault on humanity. We need to know that this is a direct assault on decency. Okay? Human rights. It's worldwide. It's a worldwide issue. And until we all in the world have human rights and we're treated with respect, all of us are dealing with ultimately this imbalance. It's a worldwide issue all the time, not just right now, but right now because it's happening in the US. A lot of us are obviously freaking out, and some people are directly having their families ripped apart, having their rights taken away, that are living in fear right now. Women also from the LGBTQ community, and also the ICE situation. So, and many, many others that we haven't even gotten to yet. So what I'm saying by my video is that all of us, especially in the spiritual community, I know it's like the whole concept to put our mask on first before we can help someone else. Yes. And I know that people kind of mean it that way. And I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm just trying to say, give a little alignment to this, because imagine how that feels to be not of us, okay, I'll speak for myself as a white woman, okay, that's been in this country for enough generations, even though I'm also an immigrant, we all are. I've been here for enough generations where I don't have to directly worry about that type of thing right now. That does not mean that I shouldn't be worried about the state of humanity and the state of our country and the state of our brothers and sisters. That's what I'm trying to say about that. So I wouldn't want, if it were, the tables were turned and I were to open up a social media app and I were to see someone that I respected, someone that I listened to that maybe looked different than me, say, well, I'm okay right now, but, I don't know, that would hurt me a lot. That would make me feel like we're not connected then. When you say we're connected all the other times, you don't really mean it. Because if we were really connected, then you would be feeling what I'm feeling right now, at least part of it, So that's what I'm addressing. That's what I'm addressing by that. And I think most people who get the video that I'm replying to, my main video, I think you immediately understand what I'm talking about. But for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. Just reverse the tables, switch it around. Would you be okay with someone saying that about themselves when you were under attack? How would you feel? That's ultimately where we all need to get to. We all need to get to that point. Just because it's not happening directly to you at the moment, it doesn't mean you can't have empathy. And that's the thing that we're seeing is grossly missing from way more people than we thought. This lack of empathy is a major problem. And especially, why I say especially in the spiritual communities, because, it's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. To even get to the point where you can start developing spiritually and go on these world retreats and do all these things. I'm not saying I do that, but I'm just saying the idea of having all this time on your hands to develop your spirituality, the number one thing you should do is give back. And the number one thing you should do is, because of giving back, is because you have empathy. You give back because your empathy for the world, for animals, for the planet, for plants, for organisms, for all things, other people, other cultures, other countries, other people's orientations, all of it. Your empathy should be expanding as your spiritual knowledge and awareness expands. And if your empathy is not expanding, you're doing something wrong. Honestly, there's something going on there. Because that's sort of the cornerstone of it all, is empathy and love. Mercy, as the bishop said. We're not in positions of power. Most people watching this video, I'm not. But just that love, that love for humanity, for each other. Is this the world we want to live in? No, it is not. And knowing that there's people who haven't done anything wrong that are being attacked or being, afraid, living in fear right now, very justified fear. We should all be aware of that and be on guard for that. Not on guard, that's the wrong. We should all be fighting with them. That doesn't mean we lose our minds and we act all crazy. I always say all action is not progress. All action is not progress. But I'm saying act as if this is also our emergency. And not just act, know it as a place of humanity. Okay? I hope that clears up. If there's any more questions, please let me know in the comments, because this is important. This is sort of like the foundation, I feel like, of everything that's going on right now, in terms of those of us who are saying, well, why do we have to go through this? We already know not to act like that. Why? We didn't vote for him. Why do we have to go through that? Maybe this is part of the reason. Maybe part of the reason is because we're all not exactly as empathetic as we think we are. Maybe we're not as all loving as we think we are, or we like to say we are. Because if we even have a thought at all that are like, okay, but I'm okay, we're not there yet. So we're also growing right now. Find out where you're growing right now. See the opportunity in this time. Some people are being forced into growth, and some people have a choice. And I hope you choose to grow.